There's a specific kind of person who never seems to run out of money, not because they earn a fortune, plenty of them have ordinary incomes, but because of what they quietly do in the last week of every month while everyone else is praying for payday. These end-of-month habits are the difference between people who are always a little stressed about money and people who simply never are. Here are 15 things the never broke do before the month ends, and number 15 is the one that quietly changes everything. Number 1. They pay themselves first, before the month even starts spending. The never broke don't wait to see what's left at the end of the month to save, because the honest truth is, nothing is ever left. Instead, the moment income arrives, a fixed amount moves straight into savings and investments automatically. By the time bills and spending begin, the saving is already done. This one reversal, save first, spend what remains, instead of spend first and save what remains, is the foundation everything else rests on. Number 2. They review every subscription before it renews. In the last week of the month, they actually look at what's auto-charging them. The average person wastes hundreds of dollars a year on subscriptions they forgot they had, streaming services, apps, memberships, free trials that quietly turned into paid ones. The never broke do a quick sweep and cancel anything they didn't use that month. Catching even $40 a month in dead subscriptions is $480 a year, and invested over a decade, that's real money rescued from pure waste. Number 3. They check their actual account balances instead of guessing. Most people avoid looking at their accounts when money is tight because it's stressful. The never broke do the opposite. They look precisely because it's the only way to stay in control. Before the month ends, they know exactly what's in checking, what's in savings, and what's still owed. Avoidance is what lets small problems become disasters. Awareness is what kills them while they're small. Number 4. They reconcile their spending against their plan. They don't just earn and spend randomly, they have a rough plan for where money should go, and at month's end they compare reality to that plan. Did groceries blow past the target? Did dining out creep up again? This monthly check-in isn't about guilt, it's about catching drift before it becomes a pattern. You can't fix a leak you refuse to measure. Number 5. They make at least one extra payment toward debt. If they're carrying any high-interest debt, the never broke look for any leftover money at month's end and throw it at the balance. Even a small extra payment on a credit card cuts the interest you'll pay and shortens the payoff timeline. They treat debt like a fire. Every extra dollar is water, and they don't wait for a perfect moment to start putting it out. Number 6. They top off their emergency fund. Whenever they've had to dip into their cushion during the month, they refill it before moving on, and when they haven't, they add a little more. The never broke understand that the emergency fund is the exact reason they're never broke. It absorbs the surprises that send everyone else reaching for credit cards. Keeping it full is non-negotiable maintenance, like keeping gas in the car. Number 7. They plan next month's big expenses in advance. They look ahead at what's coming. A birthday, a car registration, a quarterly bill, a holiday, and set money aside now so it doesn't ambush them later. The reason most people feel broke isn't the regular bills, it's the irregular ones that come out of nowhere. The never broke know those expenses never actually come out of nowhere. They're predictable, and predictable expenses can be prepared for. Number 8. They use up what they already have before buying more. In the last week of the month, instead of a big grocery run, they cook from what's already in the pantry and freezer. Instead of buying new, they use what they own. This habit alone can save a household hundreds a year, and it quietly fights the waste most people don't even notice. The never broke see the food and supplies they already paid for as money sitting on a shelf, and they don't let it rot. Number 9. They avoid lifestyle creep when extra money shows up. When a bonus, a refund, or an unexpectedly light month leaves them with surplus, the never broke don't immediately upgrade their life. They send the windfall to savings or debt before it can attach itself to a new, permanent expense. The trap that catches everyone else is treating one-time money as an excuse for ongoing spending. A bonus becomes a fancier subscription, a nicer plan, a habit that outlives the bonus. The never broke break that chain on sight. Number 10. They negotiate and shop their recurring bills. Before the month closes, they'll spend 20 minutes calling about a bill that crept up. Insurance, internet, a phone plan. Recurring bills are where the biggest quiet savings hide, because cutting one $30 a month bill saves you every single month forever, not just once. The never broke treat their fixed costs as negotiable, because most of them are, and the companies count on you never asking. Number 11. They track their net worth, not just their bank balance. Once a month, the never broke add up what they own, minus what they owe, and watch that single number. This is the scoreboard that actually matters, because it captures the full picture. Investments growing, debts shrinking, instead of just the cash in checking. Watching net worth climb month after month is also wildly motivating. It turns invisible progress into something you can see, and what you can see, you keep doing. Number 12. They keep their wants and needs honestly separated. At month's end, when money is tightest, they get ruthless about the difference between what they need and what they merely want. The need stays, the want waits. This isn't about never enjoying anything, it's about timing. The never broke have simply built the muscle to delay a want by a few weeks, and that small delay breaks the impulse spending that drains everyone else dry. Number 13. They invest consistently, regardless of how the month felt. Whether the month was great or stressful, their automatic investment contribution goes in. They don't skip investing in a tight month and make it up later, because later rarely happens, and the market doesn't wait. By investing the same amount every single month, no matter the mood, they harness the one thing that builds wealth more reliably than timing: consistency. Boring, automatic, relentless consistency. Number 14. They protect their credit by paying on time and in full. The never broke never carry a credit card balance into the next month, if they can help it, and they never miss a due date. A strong credit profile saves them enormous money over a lifetime, lower interest on everything, better terms, fewer fees. They treat their payment history as an asset worth guarding, because one missed payment can cost far more than the bill itself in damaged credit and added interest. Number 15. And this is the one that quietly changes everything. They reflect and reset with intention. At the end of every month, the never broke take a few quiet minutes to ask 3 questions. What went well with my money this month? What went wrong? And what's one thing I'll do differently next month? This tiny ritual is the engine behind all the other 14, because it turns money from something that happens to you into something you steer. Most people repeat the same money mistakes for decades because they never stop to look. The never broke improve a little every single month, and a little every month, compounded over years, becomes a completely different financial life. Now here's what I want you to notice about all 15 of these. Not one of them requires a big income. Every single one is a behavior, a small, repeatable action you take in the last week of the month. The never broke aren't a different species with secret advantages. They're regular people who built a regular routine and stuck to it until it ran on autopilot. The reason they never run out of money isn't that they have more of it, it's that they pay attention to it, consistently, while everyone else looks away and hopes for the best. And that's the real secret hiding inside this whole list. Being broke is far less about how much you make, and far more about whether you have a system. People with no system can earn a great income and still be one bad month from disaster, because money with no plan flows out as fast as it comes in. People with a system can earn a modest income and never feel broke, because every dollar has a job, and every month has a checkpoint. The system is the safety, the system is the wealth. So you don't have to do all 15 starting tomorrow. That's overwhelming and you'll quit. Pick 3. Maybe you automate your saving, sweep your subscriptions, and do the end-of-month reflection. Run just those 3 for 1 month and watch how different the last week feels when you're not white-knuckling it to payday. Then add a few more. That's how you become the person who's quietly, permanently never broke, not in one dramatic leap, but one end-of-month habit at a time. Let me show you what these end-of-month habits actually add up to in dollars, because the individual actions sound small until you stack them. The subscription sweep might save $40 a month, $480 a year. Negotiating one recurring bill, another $30 a month, $360 a year. Using up the pantry and meal planning instead of a last week grocery run and takeout, easily $150 a month, $1,800 a year. Catching lifestyle creep on a single windfall, redirecting one $2,000 bonus to savings instead of a lifestyle upgrade. Add it up, and a person who runs this end-of-month routine consistently rescues somewhere between $4,000 and $6,000 a year that would otherwise have vanished. Money they didn't have to earn, just stop losing. Invested at 8% over 20 years, $5,000 a year, becomes roughly $247,000. That $250,000 was hiding in the last week of every month the whole time, available to anyone willing to look. Here's the deeper reason the end of the month specifically is so powerful. It's the moment of feedback. And feedback is what separates people who improve from people who repeat the same mistakes for decades. Most people experience money as a fog. It comes in, it goes out, and they never stop to see the pattern. The never broke build in a checkpoint precisely when the data is freshest, so they catch the drift before it hardens into a habit. Groceries crept up? They see it this month and adjust next month, instead of discovering it a year and $2,000 later. This monthly review turns money from something that happens to you into something you actively steer, and that shift from passive to active is the entire difference between drifting toward broke and steering toward wealth. There's also a quiet emotional payoff that keeps the whole system running, and it's the secret reason the never broke never quit. When you avoid your finances, money feels like a source of dread, a dark room you're afraid to enter. But when you check in every month, face the numbers, and watch your net worth climb, money slowly transforms from a source of anxiety into a source of confidence and even pride. That positive feeling is self-reinforcing. The more you engage, the better you feel, the more you want to engage. People who never build this loop stay stuck in avoidance, and avoidance is the most expensive financial habit there is, because the problems you refuse to look at compound silently in the dark. The never broke aren't braver than you, they just built a routine that made facing their money feel good instead of scary. And notice the compounding effect across the habits themselves, because they reinforce one another the same way the wealthy habits do. Paying yourself first creates the surplus. Tracking spending protects it. Reviewing subscriptions and negotiating bills widen it. Topping off the emergency fund keeps surprises from clawing it back. Investing consistently puts it to work. And the end-of-month reflection ties the whole loop together and improves it a little every single cycle. Run this system for a year and it stops feeling like effort. It becomes the automatic background of your financial life, the reason payday stops being a countdown and starts being just another day. The never broke aren't a different species. They simply built this loop and kept it running until it ran itself. And here's the single most important thing to understand about this entire list, the truth that reframes what being broke even means. Being broke is far less about how much you make, and far more about whether you have a system. People with no system can earn a great income and still live one bad month from disaster, because money with no plan flows out as fast as it comes in. It always finds somewhere to go. People with a system can earn a modest income and never feel broke, because every dollar has an assigned job, and every month has a checkpoint that catches problems while they're small. The never broke aren't a different species with secret advantages or huge salaries. They're regular people running a regular routine that they built once and then kept running until it ran itself. The system is the safety. The system is the wealth. And a system is something anyone can build, starting with the very next end of the month. So tell me, which of these 15 do you already do, and which one are you going to start this month? Drop your number in the comments, I read them all. If this gave you a real plan for the last week of the month instead of just stress, hit like so it reaches someone who's tired of counting down to payday. And subscribe, because next time we're digging into the frugal habits from the 2008 crash that still build wealth today.